Hey there, I'm Jim Foley, and this is my sports radio demo. First up, I have an ESPN radio-style sports center, followed by a news break, and then some sports talk and some sports radio packages, so hope you enjoy. Thanks.
890 ESPN Sports Center.
Hey there, I'm Jim Foley on 890 ESPN and 890ESPN.com. Rondo 1, AI 0. Give the first tally of the season matchup to the point guard in green. Last night, the Celtics beat Detroit 98-80 under Rajon Rondo's season-high 18 points. Captain Paul Pierce was impressed.
Rondo matches up with Iverson. Quickness for quickness, especially when you don't expect him to outscore Iverson. It's definitely a big plus on a night like this.
He matched up well with Allen Iverson, holding the new Pistons superstar to 16 points along with 4 turnovers. After falling to an early 13-2 deficit, the Celtics just dominated the rest of the game. Coach Doc Rivers did not have to play one single starter the entire fourth quarter. His bench answered the call with 42 points and made sure AI did not answer back. All 12 Celtics who dressed scored. Tony Allen had 13 points, while Eddie House dropped 11 points. In baseball, well, we know the Red Sox did not come home with that World Series trophy they wanted, but Dustin Pedroia will take home some personal hardware. MLB has announced Petey as the AL's Gold Glove winner at second base. In case you forgot, Pedroia was a shortstop at Arizona State, and he credits those who helped him make the switch for the Sox.
A lot of guys have helped me out since I made the transition to second base. Louis Alisea helped me out a ton, Alex Cora, just preparing me from shortstop to second base. And, we definitely took a ton of ground balls and trying to get better.
Pedroia has a shot at winning 2 trophies this fall. In about 2 weeks, we'll find out who's named the AL MVP. And in hockey, speaking of solid glove work, lately the Bruins have grabbed victories with the help of Tim Thomas grabbing the puck. But last night against the Toronto Maple Leafs, it was the offense's turn. Hats were flying for Blake Wheeler. The rookie scored his first career NHL hat trick. It helped the Bruins rake out the Leafs 5-2. Captain Zdeno Chara hit more of a milestone by playing in his 500th career game. He and Dennis Weidman had the other goals for Boston. Tomorrow night, the Bruins host the Buffalo Sabres. 890 ESPN Sports when you want it. All right, Sean, thanks a lot and good afternoon. I'm Jim Foley for WERS News. It's 5:30 and 41 degrees in downtown Boston. It must be some problem if even rocket scientists are confused. NASA experts are still trying to solve a fuel sensor glitch that has caused back-to-back launch delays. AP correspondent Marcia Dunn says they have a lot to look at.
There are 4 fuel gauge sensors located at the bottom of the hydrogen tank. Now, it could be anywhere between those sensors or the sensors themselves and 100 feet of wiring that connect those sensors to electronic equipment inside the shuttle.
Next week, NASA will run another fuel sensor test. And here in Massachusetts, today Newton North High had the day off, but there was not much celebration on the administration side. Someone on staff found a bomb threat on one of the school's doors. The Newton Fire Department swept the building and did not find a bomb. Classes restart tomorrow morning. Sorry, guys. And in sports, bring on the World Series. Tonight, the Red Sox host the Colorado Rockies in Game 1. Josh Beckett takes on Jeff Francis. First pitch is around 8:20. And in the forecast, tonight we'll see some light showers with temperatures in the lower 50s. Heavy stuff shouldn't fall until after the Sox game, fortunately. Tomorrow, the rain will give way to the sun by mid-afternoon, highs in the upper 50s. More sun to end the work week, temps stay in the upper 50s. On the roads, just the accidents and obstacles. In Linfield on Route 1 northbound at the Linfield Tunnel, there's road construction backed up to Main Street. And in Bourne on Mid-Cape Highway at Route 6, there's also road construction in both directions at the Sagamore Bridge. They'll have one lane open in each direction all day until Friday afternoon. On the rails, according to the MBTA, on the Franklin Forge Park line, all trains are moving between South Station and Walpole with about 15 to 20-minute delays due to scheduled track work. But a shuttle bus service will be provided between Walpole and Forge Park. Traffic is brought to you with underwriting support from your New England Toyota dealers. WERS News keeps you posted with updates every half hour in your morning and afternoon commutes. It's 5:32. I'm Jim Foley for WERS 88.9 FM. All right, now here's a compilation of some of the work I've done as a sports talk show host on ETIN Fusion Sports Rock Radio.
I think it will take another neck injury, another skate to any part of the body for players to actually react. Twice in 20 years is not enough for these guys. Just when you talk about Kurt Schilling showing up like he looks like he just chopped some wood. That's what happens when you're teammates with Mike Timlin for a few years, right?
No.
They kept drafting wide receivers and then maybe drafting another wide receiver and then, drafting another wide receiver.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Round.
Yeah, they did that. They did that again.
And this was one of the biggest reasons why the Mitchell report was such a dud.
Scott Van Pelt of ESPN, welcome aboard. How are you, my friend?
I'm all right. What's good with you, Jim?
Boston.com and Boston Globe Patriots beat reporter Mike Reese, who's here to talk a little bit about the NFL draft upcoming. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Pittsburgh Post-Gazette writer Paul Meyer, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
All right, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Back on ETIN, Fusion, Sports Rock Radio, the best talk show on the internet.
True.
Yes.
That's actually
It's a true
fact.
statement. What? Clearly, this is a huge topic, and we want to hear what you have to say out there. So if you want to chime in, talk with us a little bit, call us up at 617-824-8100. People learn by doing is what it comes down to. You don't always find out what's going on until it happens to you. And I think we will not see one single NHL player, despite the Zednik cut to the throat, take the net guard within the next couple of years. I think it will take yet another occurrence, another neck injury, another skate to any part of the body for players to actually react. Twice in 20 years is not enough for these guys.
There you go. All right, that's going to have to wrap it up for ETIN Fusion Sports Rock Radio. Thanks so much for listening. For Justin DeMarco, David Carty, and Matthew Murray, too, according to his Emerson email, I'm Jim Foley.
Have a great weekend, guys. We'll catch you next week.
Upcoming next is some reporting I've done. The first package is from when I went down to spring training in Fort Myers, 2008. Talked to the Red Sox players about their similarities to the team of 2007. And the next package is about a local community basketball league that keeps kids organized and off the streets. David Aardsma and Sean Casey are new in Boston. This April, no other player on the Red Sox team can say that, but Casey still feels comfortable as a new guy in town.
It's always fun to be a part of winning traditions and, to be here, especially with pretty much the same nucleus as it was here last year. It's always a good thing. So it's a great bunch of guys here, and I've enjoyed it so far.
Manny Del Carmen's happy to be one of the 23 opening day players who were in the organization last year.
It's actually pretty cool and exciting. I mean, it's kind of rare to have that many guys come back, from a team, whether you win the World Series or not, and just glad that we kept it like that.
No other team in the MLB can say they have as many returners as the Red Sox. Bench coach Brad Mills attributes that to success.
Well, I think there's a lot of familiar faces because they did such a good job last year, and the team last year really gelled the second half of the season, especially in the playoffs.
Boston has won 2 of the last 4 World Series, and while they want to continue their winning ways, Captain Jason Varitek is keeping a fresh mindset.
We'll have a few different moves, but we'll have to take some steps as a team to allow ourselves to take the next step to be a little better.
A captain like Varitek will always look for improvement, but as for the World Series MVP Mike Lowell, well, he thinks everyone benefits from a virtually unchanged organization.
I think that's a good feeling, not only for the players, but for the management.
Even Johnny Pesky is getting a kick out of seeing so many of the same veterans.
Damn, all you old guys are showing up.
Well, on Tuesday, the Sox play the Oakland Athletics in Japan for Game 1 of the season. In Fort Myers, Florida, I'm Jim Foley for ETIN Sports. Basketball brings kids onto the court and off the streets. That's what lawyer Ken Mazonson thought when he started his own recreational league in the mid-'80s. He called it the Malden Neighborhood Basketball League. Mazonson wanted to give local high school ballers the chance to play when varsity was not an option, and there was plenty of interest.
The first night we had 44 kids show up. I said, beautiful, I've got my 4 teams, 11 on a team. 2 nights later, we had 33 new kids show up.
February 2nd, 1986 was when the Malden Neighborhood Basketball League had its first ever game. Bullets coach Steve Wright has been around since day one, and he's seen firsthand what this league can do for teenagers.
The league is excellent. Keeps the kids off the street, gives them somewhere else to play if they can't play for their high schools.
You learn a lot. You learn how to fall in love with a team, how to, become a better person in general, meet new people.
Former player Leslie Philippe has experienced the positive effects of the MNBL. Most organized leagues have their expenses, though. The kids have a $60 registration fee, which they often raise by selling raffle tickets. Commissioner Mazonson also finds other ways to make enough money to keep those games going.
We have our own concession stand that we man here right outside the gym.
Mazonson thinks the time and money are pretty good investments into the futures of these young adults. In Malden, I'm Jim Foley, ETIN Sports. Hey, thanks so much for listening to my sports radio demo. You can call me up at 774-262-5081 or email me at jim.foley5@gmail.com. It's also on the resume. Hope to hear from you soon. Thanks a lot.